In the Vale, Daemon murders his wife, Lady Rhea Royce. Rhaenyra and Sir Laenor Valerian are betrothed, mollifying Lord Corlys. Understanding Leonor's homosexuality, Rhaenyra proposes fulfilling their royal duties to produce heirs, while being free to pursue their own lovers. Sir Criston is humiliated when Rhaenyra declines his proposal to elope to Essos and assume new identities. She prefers their current sexual liaison. Before departing King's Landing, Sir Otto warns Queen Alicent that Rhaenyra becoming queen makes Alicent's children a threat to the crown, for they are the king's sons. Alicent questions Criston about Rhaenyra and Daemon, but misunderstands. He confesses to being Rhaenyra's lover. During Rhaenyra and Laenor's betrothal celebration, Alicent enters, interrupting Viserys' speech. Wearing a green gown, the signal color for House Hightower's call to arms. Daemon also unexpectedly attends. Confronted by Rhea's cousin, Daemon denies murdering her and wishes to assert his claim to inherit her lands. Laenor's lover, Sir Joffrey Lonmouth, surmises Criston is Rhaenyra's paramour. When Criston believes Joffrey is threatening blackmail, he brutally kills him, devastating Laenor and horrifying guests. Rhaenyra and Laenor are privately wed late that night. Viserys collapses after the ceremony. Meanwhile, Alicent intervenes as a disgraced Criston is about to commit suicide. That is the synopsis of episode 5 of House of the Dragon season 1, entitled We Light the Way. And like history has shown us, when it comes to Game of Thrones and their weddings, they don't ever end on a high note or on a pleasant note. We saw Sir Criston feeling that he was going to be blackmailed or going to be... I mean, let's face it, the guy was straight up the lover of Laenor. Pretty much telling him that, hey, you know, we gotta keep the secret. If you don't, it might get out, stuff like that. And Criston wasn't having it. He said, you know what, motherfuckers, I'm gonna take your ass out, and you ain't gonna blackmail me, you ain't gonna let nobody else know. I don't know why. The guy was pretty much banging Laenor. You know, Laenor is homosexual, and they had that little thing going, while Rhaenyra wanted to keep her liaison with, Criston going. Kind of messed up on both ends. They're only together because it's political, and they want to produce heirs because that's what it's all about. Keeping the heirs and keeping the power within their respective houses. The Targaryen, with the Valerians, they want to keep that tradition going and want to reign with their dragons, 7 dragons, or what do you want to call it, right? This episode really was quite a lot to take in. A lot of things going on. I thought that they were going to go on in 7 days or something like that of celebrating and feasting and, and I think tournaments, jousting, I guess. And they decided to have that wedding in private that night. You see Laenor, wiping the blood from his nose there, while the priest, whoever the guy was marrying them. Rhaenyra was all shook up. You can see, still shook up. She was knocked down during that whole thing. I mean, during the banquet there, all kinds of commotion going on. And then Viserys was like, what's going on? What in the hell is going on, And nobody saw. I didn't see. No, I'm sure anybody watching this didn't see it at first. And then you see, what do you call it? Sir Criston. What do you call it? Pretty much, mounting Laenor's lover there, and just pounding him, and after everything's said and done, the guy's face was just caved in. I mean, you could have used that as a cup holder, meaning you could put a set a damn nice vase or a cup in that thing because his face was just a nothing but a just misshapen hole. And then Leonor didn't really show or hide his affection or the fact that that was his lover. He's crying, wailing over him. And then let's talk about Damon, who kills his wife. Apparently, they didn't consummate the wedding, the marriage, I should say. And it makes me wonder, why did Damon like want to consort with prostitutes and all that and other stuff like this, and then seeing his wife, Lady Rhea Royce, very pretty girl, and she can ride a horse, she can hunt. She's really quite an accomplished person in her own right, and that's why there was suspicion when it came to how she died. I mean, the horse reared back and pretty much crushed her. I think that if what do I call it, if Damon didn't bash her head in with the rock, because she pretty much said, "I knew you couldn't do it. I know you couldn't finish the job." Pretty much telling Damon, "Yeah, you're a pussy and you don't have what it takes." Well, he goes down there, picks up the biggest rock he can, and didn't show it, but he pretty much bashed her head. And then people thinking that she fell off the horse and crushed her skull, broke her neck, and definitely was crippled. You could definitely tell she was crushed by the horse. She couldn't move. Damon even steps on her arm, and she doesn't feel nothing, and she's crying because she knows that, So she would have been done right there. And he was willing just to leave her there, and then probably end up, she's gonna end up being a cripple, a paraplegic, whatever you want to call it, a vegetable. And again, he's just up to no good. I mean, even at the wedding or the ceremony there, the betrothal ceremony, I guess you want to call it. He's still trying to get with Rhaenyra. Even Rhaenyra was kind of saying, "Hey, how about we just leave this place? Let's just go get married. I'll be your bride. What, you can take me there and all that stuff." I mean, I get it because Rhaenyra is a very young girl, and so, she's kind of like new to it. Being, made love to by, by Sir Kristen. All that stuff, her feelings, sexual feelings, and all that stuff are getting awakened, And it's just one of those things, man, where it's just crazy, That's it. I'm comparing it to Game of Thrones, it's like Game of Thrones, of course, a lot of stuff there to 8 seasons worth of. This is only one season, and so much I feel has been packed into this one season. I mean, I'm into it now, 5 episodes deep. It's another 5 more episodes, I know. But yeah, this episode really was quite an eye opener. And again, like I said, a wedding that doesn't end on a happy note. Something happens, someone dies, some scandal, and then instead of the 7 days or however long it was that they were going to do, feasting and jousting and tournaments and all that stuff, whatever, all that stuff, they just decided, let's just get them married that night. And then Viserys collapses. I mean, he was bleeding out pretty much out of his nose during all that commotion when Sir Kristen was pretty much beating the crap out of the life out of that one guy. And he's bleeding out. Viserys is, he definitely, I think he's going to be just like Ned Stark, where he's not going to survive this, this season. They showed the next episode, and you see him, and he has those lesions now on his face, and he's losing hair, and I'm like, man, I mean, he had his hand out when they were gonna put leeches on him. I thought he had some kind of a cloth on him, but that was his what do you call it? You know, the skin. Kind of remind me of Jorah, you know, Mormont. Remember when he stone? What do you call that? When he turned to stone? That when he get touched by those people right in Game of Thrones, right? It looked like that, like scales, but even worse. It looked like his skin got lifted off of his arm and it got pussy and puffy and all that. I'm like, man, what does he have? I wonder what is the illness that Viserys has. And I'm like, oh man, he's not going to survive. I guarantee. I could say to myself, I don't think he's going to survive. You know. For those of you who watch this video, probably thinking to yourself, hey, dude, he doesn't survive. He doesn't. You know. And like I said, I did enjoy the episode. This show is so good. Like I'm already invested in the characters, you know, Rhaenyra and Daemon and Viserys, Alicent, even Otto Hightower, and, Sir Criston, and the Valerians, and you know, just the beginnings of what led to later on the Game of Thrones, you know. And you know, this is my first video of this show. Not the first video ever, but me coming back, because I've been away for 3 weeks from doing my videos, doing my channels, because I was in the middle of moving. I'm all moved in, and so today I'm going to I did start. Those of you who come onto this video and they come upon it and watch the video, I did do my first video back, and that was the trailer reaction for Megan, the horror movie about a AI programmable doll that seemingly is going to go on a killing rampage, all in the name of protecting her of this little girl. And like I said in that video, I don't like dolls, especially when it comes to horror movies. I don't, you know, Annabelle, Chucky, and all that stuff. You know, Child's Play, Dolls, that classic horror movie. But that's not what this is about. This is about the House of Thrones. House of Thrones? House of the Dragon. House of Thrones. So what should I call the other movie? A Game of Dragons? What the hell am I doing? But anyway, you know, I'm going to end this video. For this is episode 5 of season 1 of the House of the Dragon, titled We Light the Way. And very good episode. Like I said, a lot to take in, a lot to to see in this video. In this episode. I don't know what it kind of looks like in the next episode. From what I see, it kind of is going to advance some more time into the future, because I think I saw Rhaenyra with their kids. I don't know what happened with Sir Criston, because Alicent intervenes while he's attempting suicide. So, don't know if he lives and goes on, continues to be her Night's Guard. But yeah, a lot of to take in. What else can I say? But a lot of good stuff here. I really did enjoy it. Can't say much more. But like I said, I enjoyed the episode. A very good one. So far so good. 5 episodes in, and no disappointments so far. I heard nothing but good reviews of this show, and a lot of people liking it. I'm pretty sure there's those that don't like it, but you know how that is. There's people that just want to hate for no reason whatsoever. But I don't hate House of Dragon so far. Very good show. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.